advocate who writes for Harper's and NPR.
Lara Croft she's just simply in the tradition of a long line of women who can protect themselves and who are warriors, from Xena the Warrior Princess to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's good to have protagonists that are women. So not just the people who are being saved are women, but the people that can do the saving are women.
But not every woman dug Lara. When Tomb Raider 2 dropped, Eidos advertised the new game with a series of commercials that played up Lara's sexiness. As fans rushed to stores to buy Tomb Raider 2, the controversy heated up. Ismini Roby is the chief editor and co-founder of WomenGamers.com, the largest women's game portal on the internet.
They put her in bikini photo shoots and anything that they could to make her even more appealing to that fanboy audience. To watch Lara Croft be marketed more as a sexual object, I was extremely disappointed.
So was Lara's creator. In fact, Toby Gard left the franchise over the new portrayal. Still, when well-known feminists like Germaine Greer argued that the heroine was nothing more than an adolescent fantasy, Gard took objection.
I think that her comment of Lara Croft being a sergeant major with balloons stuffed up his shirt is a little bit like saying any sensitive guy who has any non-macho tendencies is just a woman with like banana stuffed down her trousers, and I think that it's nonsense.
Thanks to Tomb Raider Legends' more realistic model of Lara in 2006, the uproar died down a bit. But that hasn't stopped the headbutting over the legacy of the video vixen.
In our society, there's a big focus to be thinner. There's a certain kind of woman that everybody kind of wants to be, the tall, the thin, with the big breasts. It would be interesting to see companies making more realistic varieties of women.
I don't think that having those sorts of fantastic, idealized images out there in the world are what girls who have issues with self-esteem, I don't think they're comparing themselves to a video game.
If Lara Croft was a real person, she would not be able to walk. Her back would not be able to support her boobs. And to see Lara Croft scaling a mountainside with makeup and really short shorts, completely unrealistic.
As a feminist, I guess I come down pretty hard on the side that if Lara Croft wears revealing clothes, hey, she's got it. She should flaunt it.
Love her or hate her, there's no doubt that Lara is here to stay. When it comes to fans, there are few more passionate than Lara lovers. Since the birth of the franchise, fanatics have found some pretty creative ways to honour their favourite Tomb Raider. Katie Fleming, a 20-year-old student from Canada, has created one of the web's most popular Tomb Raider fan sites and authored 10 original novellas based on Lara.
Lara arched her body midway to decrease her overall distance and landed half a foot from where she eyeballed. Not bad.
500,000 folks have logged on to Katie's site to have a read, and in March of 2003, her tales took first prize at a worldwide fan fiction contest sponsored by Core Design.
I wrote my first story just for fun, for myself, and I continue to write for myself. If I'm happy with it, then that's what I'm going for, but to have other people read them and really like them is like an extra bonus for me.
Katie has also produced, directed, and starred in her own low-budget tribute film.
Almost at the spot. Just have to duck outside and find the entrance. It was minus 18 degrees Celsius, which is about 0 degrees Fahrenheit outside, in shorts and a tank top. And it was freezing, but it was a lot of fun. Lara has changed my life in so many ways.
Chantal Slagmolen from Amsterdam claims that she is Lara's #1 fan.
There was a lookalike contest and I decided to enter. I did not win, unfortunately, but from then on I really got interested in it and it was loads of fun to do.
Her stunningly accurate portrayal made Chantal a celebrity among Lara fans. She's been invited to conventions around the globe and was chosen as a stand-in for design work on Tomb Raider Chronicles. Chantal drew from her work with Eidos and started doing drawings of her own.
I mainly do just single drawings of Lara. It starts off with a small sketch and then it gets transferred to the computer, and depending on that, I digitally colour it or just digitally inked it.
She eventually fell in love with the art form and and made a life-changing decision.
I was studying computer science, and while being around Lara and in the environment Lara was created in, she sort of inspired me to go to art school, which I've finished now with a degree, and doing graphic designer jobs, which I really love.
We're the world's biggest Tomb Raider fans because
nobody else ever got one of these from her.
In 2001, Lara tackled the role of matchmaker for a pair of fan site forum surfers, codenames Goran Agar and Catsuit and Ponytail. He lived in Germany. She lived in Canada. No distance was too great for these Lara lovers. Cat flew to Goran, and it was love at first sight.
Lara Croft brought us together, and she's been all around us since then. When we entered the office of the Registrar of Marriages, what was hanging behind his desk was a Tomb Raider poster. I mean, what better signs do you want?
Their honeymoon was even a retracing of Lara's steps in Tomb Raider 3. Today, the domestic duo spends time caring for their brood. A collection of life-size Lara statues considered one of the largest in the world.
This house we built with our Lara Croft figures in mind. We wanted to have places to display them to their full potential. And I think we've managed to pull it off pretty well.
The healthy obsession doesn't stop there. Goran and Kat both started their own Tomb Raider websites, and Goran actually reworked a level of Tomb Raider legend with someone close to his heart in the lead role. Just in case you're wondering, that's their wedding portrait above the mantle.
None of what you see around us would have happened if we never met Lara Croft. If we never played Tomb Raider, we would never have gone to Eidos' forum, and we would never have met each other, and we would never have married. And that would have been a damn shame.
So Lara Croft basically made us happy.
Yes. She gave us the biggest gift we've ever gotten.
In early 2006, a mysterious trailer for a video game called Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition leaked onto the web. Within minutes, fans around the globe were buzzing over what appeared to be the next Tomb Raider, coinciding with Lara Croft's 10th birthday. The video was not a true representation of an upcoming game, but Eidos did confirm they were creating a new action-packed game based on the original Tomb Raider.
There was a kind of a series of emotions that we went through when we found out that we were going to get to make the next Tomb Raider game. You kind of realize, holy crap, we have to make the next Tomb Raider.
There's a great sense of responsibility on our shoulders and reverence to the original game that we don't want to mess up in any way.
But just why did they come up with a plan to enhance Lara's first adventure? Who better to answer that question than the man who started it all?
This gives us an opportunity to actually tell the story that we were trying to tell in the first place, and also to put a bit more emotional resonance into it. I wanted to bring more of an emotional sort of side to the story, so it kind of evolved into more of a question, Lara discovering how far she's willing to go to pursue her sort of goals, how far she'll step beyond sort of what's morally acceptable to achieve her goals. And that, I think that's very interesting.
Developers at Crystal Dynamics knew that updating the classic was a challenge even a new and improved Lara might be afraid to tackle.
The most difficult part is taking those memorable pieces of Tomb Raider 1 and recreating them in a way that's fresh, but at the same time totally evokes nostalgia.
To better understand why the original game deserved an encore, developers went back and played it again, and again, and again.
We went back, played through it, really to make sure that we're hitting all the things that people remember from the original game.
I think I'm over 100 planes of Tomb Raider 1, which makes me an uber geek.
While developers practically memorized Part 1, the series creator worked tirelessly to expand the story of Lara's journey, recovering a mythical artifact called the Scion and solving the mystery of Atlantis. A fleshed-out storyline isn't the only surprise. Slick new moves round it all out.
She's now got a grapple, she has more moves than she had in the original game. We're improving where we can while still trying to stay within the boundaries of what the original game was really about.
You're going to to get your nostalgia, you're going to get those locations you remember, those encounters you remember, but they're just going to be executed at a much higher production level.
Along with higher production value, gamers can expect to hear a newly orchestrated version of the original classic score. Making music to our ears is the job of Troels Folman, composer for Tomb Raider Anniversary.
With Anniversary Edition, it's really about being faithful to the old games. I think everybody will recognize that the old themes are there. They'll absolutely know all the tunes. The main theme is scored exactly the same way, but just with a little more advanced types of orchestration on it.
Enhancements don't stop there. Players will get some pretty interesting eye candy this time around.
My favorite part of the game would have to be the T-Rex fight. I mean, everybody sort of remembers that from the first one, so we brought it back and we're trying to make it as great as we can to really hit everybody's expectations of what their memory of the original game is.
The bit I'm most excited about seeing is the cat mummies. They're definitely not cute.
Thanks to the improvements, Tomb Raider Anniversary is bound to uncover a whole new legion of fans. Gamers from the crypts of Cairo to the tombs of Tunisia are keyed up for Lara's big birthday bash.
If we have one message for the fans out there, it's that we're doing our best to make a faithful recreation of the original Tomb Raider experience, and that we're really doing it for you guys, and we hope you enjoy it.